So the first time that I got to know you, and I want to be fully transparent here, was you were on Conan. So whatever. Let me back up. My shit goes where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I do Oprah. Probably 2 or 3 weeks late, then after Oprah, the whole world is like, oh my God, we got to lynch this guy.
Right.
2 or 3 weeks later, you go on Conan, and you just spontaneously did this shtick, which I didn't see. And my manager said, dude, you got to watch this. And I was like, no, I'm not watching anything. I ain't watching shit. Just assuming.
That I was going to trash you.
Right. It was going to be just, Right.
It's too easy. Everyone was doing that.
Of course.
You got to go the other
So
way.
then like a month or two later, he's like, man, you really have to watch this. And we had been out and had been at this thing and had, enough drinks. And I was like, okay, play it. And you're on there fucking doing your thing. I was like, ugh, I love this guy.
I'm trying to remember the bit.
The bit was...
Sociopath on a bike. That was it.
That's fine. That's right. And Oprah stood on the head of midgets.
Oh yeah, how she got where she was.
Yeah,
That's
how'd
right.
she get where she
because I
was?
remember when she first started. Now she's like doing the whole mothering everybody and doing all that, which I get. But when she had to do what she had to do, that's right. When she first had her show, it was very like in the vein of what Springer and those shows ended up going.
Or Maury Povich.
Maury Povich, yeah,
all
those types of guys. Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then
That's
you
right.
said, is everybody going to give up their yachts?
Oh, all the people that made money off
Right.
of you, who are all like, this guy does not represent the sport, and blah,
Right.
blah, 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 right?
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah. But we're keeping all the money that we made off of this guy. Dude, the amount of people that tuned in alone, I don't give a shit what sport it is, even if you don't watch it. If there's someone that's on a streak, you just get pulled into it. And it was something, I actually always watched it every year. I don't know why. The Tour de France to me was just always cool. Tour de France was always just cool to me. So I always watched it. And then all these other people started watching it, and I'd been watching it for years, and and they made a bunch of money off you. So I just thought it was like, okay, so they didn't like what you did, and they think it's bullshit, and blah blah blah. And it's like, well, then if you got to give back your shit, then shouldn't they give back all the money that they made off of you? Which is basically was the bit.
And then you said, our drugs are better than your drugs, and
Oh yeah, all those guys, all the people testing positive, yeah.
but it was you really were in that space. Like you were so I don't want to start this podcast like this, but I have to thank you. You were like the first guy, unbeknownst to me, that had my back, which is fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, I was basically...
You weren't trying to get my back, I don't think.
I was just being a contrarian, is what I was doing.
That's what you do. What you do.
I was calling out those other people, that made the money off of you. You know what I mean? Because there's a bunch, and also not to mention, there's also a bunch of other shit that goes on that, whatever reason does not stay in check or whatever. I don't know. It was a long time ago, but I'm glad you enjoyed the bit. Because, I mean, I wouldn't know if you would have liked it enough. You would have got pissed. But that's one of the things that, as a comedian, that, sometimes people get mad. Sometimes they like it. And a lot of times they never see it. A lot of times they just don't give a shit.
Right.
But my only thing is like sometimes if I talk about somebody else who's famous or something like that, if they think that I really mean something and I don't, I'm fucking around. You're
riffing.
Yeah, I'm fucking around.
You're riffing.
And, I would never do the holier than thou thing because, I've made plenty of mistakes in my life. So.
All right, so I'll just tell you how many people. You think nobody's seen it? Let's see how many people have seen it. Hey, you have a lot more hair in this YouTube picture, I must say.
Yes, I did. I was already losing it.
Okay, so just so you know, there's at this point on YouTube, if you go to YouTube, you type in Bill Burr and Lance Armstrong, 6.5 million people have watched it.
Wow.
That's a fucking lot of people.
That is. That's one of the highest.
So I'm going to say it again. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.